Hello, my name is Dr. Rachel Clark and I am the Programme Manager for the DOROTHY Programme. This is an updated webinar for applicants recorded on the 11th of April 2022.
This webinar consists of a short PowerPoint presentation with voiceover. You may submit questions by typing them in the questions text box. Questions will be subsequently answered in FAQ format and posted on the IRC DOROTHY Programme web pages. The webinar recording will be available on DOROTHY Programme webpage, dorothy.ie and IRC website. So the agenda for today is programme overview, including eligibility, application process and evaluation process. DOROTHY is a research fellowship programme for postdoctoral experienced researchers, and the programme has received funding from the European Union's Horizon 2020 MSCA COFUND 2020 Research and Innovation Programme under the Marie Curie grant. The co-funders are the Health Research Board and the Environmental Protection Agency. The DOROTHY programme is named after Dorothy Stopford Price, who was an Irish physician and pioneer of the tuberculosis tests and BCG vaccine in Ireland. Dorothy was born in Dublin, Ireland on September 9, 1890, and she died on January 30, 1954, aged 63 years. We are honoured to represent Dorothy. She is especially remembered in light of the current pandemic. The DOROTHY COFUND is a postdoctoral research programme open to all researchers from all disciplines, provided that the proposed research relates to public health crisis. The aims of DOROTHY are to recruit and to train 25 outstanding researchers from a variety of disciplines who will shed light on public health crises from a wide-ranging perspective. It will also break down barriers between different academic disciplines and between sectors by driving collaboration between the researchers through funding research, and will assist fellows in accelerating their careers through excellent training and networking opportunities. Aims of DOROTHY are to support the fellows' career development through excellent training and supervision and mentoring. We'll also create a critical mass of well-networked experts from all disciplinary areas and fully engaged in the Irish and EU innovation ecosystem. We'll also help to promote the dissemination and communication of impactful research beyond traditional academic channels, targeting policymakers and populations at large, with the objective of contributing to resourceful and resilient societies. DOROTHY will aim to pioneer an innovative multidisciplinary approach to the way public health crises are understood and tackled, with solutions emerging from cooperation between disciplines, sectors and research areas. The basic structure of DOROTHY, as displayed below, show all three funders, the IRC, EPA and HRB, the three Irish funding agencies who have come together to create this new interdisciplinary fellowship programme on the topic of public health crises. Fellows will be recruited for 36 months. They will be hosted for the first 18 months, known as the outgoing phase, in a HEI abroad, and the following 18 months in the main Irish HEI, known as the return phase. Applicants are also encouraged to include a non-academic secondment between 3 and 6 months. Applicants are encouraged to include a non-academic secondment between 3 and 6 months at any stage of the fellowship. This is a secondment to any non-academic socioeconomic actor fulfilling the requirements of the Horizon 2020 rules for participation. A list of interested placement hosts will be made available on the project website. It's non-exhaustive, and fellows will be able to also to propose alternative non-academic secondment hosts. DOROTHY fellows will undertake extensive individual training during their outgoing and return phase to enhance their research and transferable skills. Fellows will be trained to communicate with policymakers and other non-academic stakeholders, making their findings accessible and exploitable by a wide range of sectors. DOROTHY bespoke training events, which feature valuable sessions on policy communication and development. Fellows from all backgrounds will be taught how to communicate effectively to policymakers and to audiences beyond their disciplinary field. DOROTHY will also organise 4 programme-wide events. High-profile trainers will be invited, and a final conference. There are many benefits of the DOROTHY Research Programme. Fellows will come from any discipline, provided a project is relevant to public health crises. Fellows will avail of enhanced intersectoral upskilling, growing their professional networks as a result of substantial targeted exposure to policymakers and practitioners. Fellows will be supported in their research projects and attain training goals and career development planning by a dedicated supervisory panel. Fellows will also develop public profiles as experts in their scientific areas and beyond, supporting their future career prospects. The Fellows will be provided with a salary composed of a living allowance and a mobility allowance, and if appropriate, a family allowance. The Fellows' allowances will total to €44,028 without family allowance and €49,428 with family allowance annually. Paid maternity leave is also included in line with Irish policy. In addition, the DOROTHY programme will cover training and research expenses, including non-academic secondment costs, which amount to €8,400 per year per fellow, for a total of €25,200 over 3 years. The boards overseeing DOROTHY programme include the Funders Board, made up of the IRC, the EPA and the HRB. There is also a steering committee, which are the decision-making body. DOROTHY also has advisory and review bodies: the Research Excellence Board, the Training Board, the Communication, Dissemination and Exploitation Board. These boards will review both fellows' progresses and programme outputs, giving suggestions and recommendations to the Steering Committee and Funders Board. Each fellow will have a supervisory panel consisting of their main supervisor, their outgoing supervisor, a secondment supervisor if relevant, and a mentor chosen by the fellow after commencing the fellowship. The supervisory panel will support the DOROTHY fellows in identifying training needs and consequently in drafting their career development plan in the early stages of the fellowship and in revising it throughout the fellowship. In order to be eligible to apply for a DOROTHY fellowship, the applicant must be an experienced researcher. The definition of an experienced researcher in the Horizon 2020 MSCA programme will be applied. Experienced researchers must, at the time of the call deadline, be in possession of a doctoral degree or have at least 4 years of full-time equivalent research experience. Fellows must engage in international mobility. All DOROTHY projects start with an outgoing phase in an institution outside of Ireland. Fellows must relocate to the country of their proposed outgoing phase, integrating themselves in the outgoing phase host team. DOROTHY welcomes eligible applicants from all over the world. If the outgoing phase is to a country other than the member state or associated country, the applicant must be a national or long-term resident of an MS or AC. If the outgoing phase is to an MS or AC, the applicant can be of any nationality. Permanent employees of an eligible HEI cannot apply to DOROTHY listing their employer as the Irish host organisation. At proposal preparation stage, fellows must identify a main and outgoing supervisor. Both the main and outgoing supervisors must be staff of the selected HEI, and they need to be experts in their field. At proposal stage, applicants should highlight the research track record and supervision experience of their chosen supervisors. Applicants can choose their Irish host HEI from a list of eligible HEIs available on the IRC website. Applicants are also encouraged to include a non-academic secondment between 3 and 6 months at any stage of their fellowship. Should a secondment not have been envisaged at proposal stage, it can be inserted at a later stage. The entire application process is online via a web-based online application system, OLS. The applicant completes their application form on the OLS. The main Irish supervisor submits their statement of commitment form on the OLS prior to the call deadline. The outgoing supervisor provides a letter of commitment to the applicant, which the applicant will upload as part of their application form. It is essential that the participants nominated in an application, particularly the main supervisor, will be available to complete their respective form prior to the applicable deadline. Submission of their form is an integral part of a fully completed application, and failure to submit these forms by the call deadline will result in the application being deemed ineligible. The key parts of the application form are as follows: applicant details and primary participants, academic qualifications, fellowship proposal, relevant work experience, publications and other research outputs, professional achievements, ethical and sex gender dimension statements, indicative budget, applicant declarations, and personal statement. The project description will feature excellence, impact, and implementation sections. Within the excellence section, the applicant must describe how your project relates to public health crisis. The applicant must also refer to the benefits of programme-wide training. Within the impact section, the applicant will explain how being involved in DOROTHY COFUND will impact on their career. And within the implementation section, the applicants will need to upload a Gantt chart using a template that includes DOROTHY training events. In preparing to apply, familiarise yourself with the eligibility requirements. Identify a suitable fellowship topic. Confirm support from your proposed main academic supervisor, and confirm support of your proposed main partner organisation for the outgoing phase. The infographic displayed will show you what you need to do before the launch of the call. Identify a topic, engage in international mobility, the inclusion of a non-academic secondment, satisfying eligibility criteria and submission requirements. An initiative arising from the Council's gender strategy is the requirement for all applicants to demonstrate that they have given full consideration to whether there is a potential sex and/or gender dimension in their proposed research. Applicants should consult the call document for further information. Where applicants have indicated that there is no sex-gender dimension to their research, they will be asked to justify this assertion. As gender considerations are extremely likely to be relevant to a wide number of individual projects at application stage, applicants will be asked to elaborate on gender aspects of their proposal. Also, one of the DOROTHY-wide training events will be dedicated to gender training. Regarding the evaluation process for the DOROTHY COFUND Awards Programme, the Council is adopting a two-stage evaluation process: peer review and interview. Applications will be evaluated remotely by 3 independent international expert reviewers per proposal, all chosen on the basis of the keywords indicated by the applicants and their abstracts. The applications are assessed under 3 evaluation criteria: excellence, impact, and implementation. Once the remote peer review assessment process is complete, applicants will be informed of the outcome by email. Applicants who do not progress to interview stage will receive their evaluation summary report and redress information. Please refer to the updated FAQ document on the IRC and DOROTHY web pages for more information. Further questions after the webinar can be submitted to dorothy@research.ie before the call opening. Further questions after the call opens can be submitted to your research office. Call 1 for Dorothy will open Wednesday, the 23rd of March 2022. I want to thank you for listening and the best of luck with your application.